Baker Mayfield was traded last week, and I kind of just want to hop on here and talk about it a little bit. So as people know, Baker asked for a trade, requested a trade, but at a pretty good time now, kind of earlier in the offseason. I believe around when free agency was going on, I think right at the beginning, if I remember correctly. He asked out. He didn't want to be a part of the Cleveland Browns anymore because they ultimately traded for Deshaun Watson, who they think is obviously better. Which, to be fair to Cleveland, this far to his career, he has been. But the biggest thing was with Deshaun Watson is they don't know if he is cleared enough to play. Obviously, he has allegations that I won't get into because it has to do with the legal matters, and I don't want to speak on any of it. But it is out there of allegations of a lot of different things at Deshaun Watson. So, Baker, I think he felt kind of disrespected that Cleveland went out and traded for him and gave him a contract and kind of didn't let him know what was going on and kind of did it behind his back. So last week, he got traded to, obviously, the Carolina Panthers, as a lot of people know now. And I think it was just for a 5th-round pick. And it was a kind of surprising trade because you heard that the Browns were asking for a lot back. And a 5th-round pick back for Baker, I guess it was kind of surprising. You probably would think they'd get maybe one more pick or two, or maybe a player or something. It was kind of surprising that's all it kind of took. I think the timer kind of ran down for the Cleveland Browns as they are starting preseason. Football is coming up soon. So now that preseason's coming up soon, you kind of had to make a move because the option of him keeping it was he's going to sit out, which you can't say he's technically wrong on. He kind of, like I said, he feels disrespected, so he does, have that right, especially since he won't be the starter. Different story if he wouldn't be the starter, but the starting stuff, he didn't, he wasn't going to be, so he didn't get that opportunity, so he would most likely would have sat out for this whole year. I'm waiting until free agency. I believe his contract is up after this year, so the Panthers do have to make a contract decision on re-signing him. I do think with Baker, they can get a team-friendly deal and re-signing him if he wants to be in Carolina. There's a chance that Baker kind of strings it down a little bit, and have Carolina wait till the off season, but that's dangerous if you're Carolina and you want to make him your franchise QB. Now I'm looking at the Panthers as their season trajectory. I think Baker Mayfield, I think he fits well in the system. You got a dynamic running back in Christian McCaffrey. You got Robbie Anderson. You got a bunch of guys you have a decent receiving core. You got a decent defense. I feel like it's a pretty good team to go to. Obviously, a team that's kind of rebuilding. This signals that Carolina kind of wants to speed up the rebuild a little bit. So they're going to try to do that. It'll be interesting to see how good. I think they're a tough team to project. I definitely could see them making a playoff push or being not as good at all. So there are definitely multiple different aspects to look at. I'm happy for Baker and everything that he has went through this offseason to finally get that trade done with and over with. It is great to see all of that get done with. I think it's a good move for Baker. I think it kind of solidifies his future. I think, he could stay in Carolina, sign a long-term deal. I don't think if he did sign a contract, it would be long-term. I think it would be like another year or two didn't go back in free agency because, you know, any NFL player, any sports player, NBA, NFL, they want a bag, obviously. So, you know, he probably signed a 1 or 2 year deal, prove himself, get a big contract, or he would go somewhere else that is offering more money, or it's the same thing, signing somewhere for $1 to $2 million. The interesting development of this is actually Carolina and Cleveland play week 1 of the NFL season, so that's going to be a big game now. So week 1's going to be a ride. I'm just looking at the trade altogether. I feel like the Browns, like, who won the trade? I think the Panthers won it. I thought the Browns could have got a little bit more back, maybe just another pick, maybe like a third rounder. I think could have got the deal done. I think there's like an image out there that, you know, they say that Baker Mayfield's not a great quarterback, which, okay, you may have a point, maybe not a great, you know, maybe not, you know, a Pro Bowler type of quarterback, but Baker Mayfield can be really valuable and still young, was the number 1 overall pick for a reason. He has a lot of value to the NFL still, and to potentially the Carolina Panthers. I just want to see him in Carolina, you know, kind of run the offense dedicated to them. In Cleveland, you kind of felt like the offense wasn't catered to Baker Mayfield. It was catered to a lot of other people, catered to people like Nick Chubb, which obviously a great running back, but anyone that's watched Baker Mayfield in college or at any level knows that he is not a center or a quarterback that can play under center and single back and hand it off. That's not the type of quarterback he is, and he definitely not play action pass out of it. If you've seen Baker Mayfield at his best, it was an air raid offense, shotgun-heavy offense that spread it around, and that's when he really got comfortable in that type of system. So if I'm Carolina, I'm trying to mimic what Baker Mayfield, where he had the most success, and what different types of stuff. I really just think development-wise, that's what Cleveland got it wrong with a lot of their quarterbacks and players that come in. They don't cater stuff to them. I think it's a problem in every sports league. I just think Cleveland just messed up in that aspect of playing single back. And I know people say, you know, you got to play like that Ryan Tannehill or Jimmy Garoppolo type of style where you can just fake it, you know, hand off, the use to run, fake it, boom, easy passes. But it's not every player's made like that. And I feel like you just got to get Baker in the right opportunities. He's still going to have slow moments because I feel like obviously not fully developed. Hasn't experienced everything in the NFL. So he's going to make mistakes still. You know, he's not going to be a veteran quarterback. He's still going to make some maybe young NFL mistakes, because you got to catch up on his development a little bit. But yeah, this is all I have to say about the Baker Mayfield trade. Obviously happy it got done finally. It's kind of over with. You can kind of sweat it off now and move on. Preseason coming up soon. I'll have more videos dropping on all kinds of different NFL and college football stuff. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys also like my NBA channel. And there'll be a link in the description. Thank you guys. See you guys later. Peace.